Yeah.
Now, I would like to introduce the one, the only, me.
Hey, squiddies, it's Dre from the Tattoo Squid podcast here with, I forgot the name, but she's on the Bad Poets podcast. So introduce yourself, please.
My pleasure. Well, thank you for having me on. My name is Teresa, and I am the host of Bad Poets Society. So, thank you again.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So, folks, you know how this goes. I talk to like podcasters from all different shapes, sizes, genres, the North Pole, South Pole, in between, look out for the equator, you might burn yourself kind of thing. I don't know. But, and, we usually talk about like the podcast itself, but, let's go into, what has gone on in the Bad Poets Society. How was the name become what it is? How about that?
Well, it kind of started up that there's another show that I listen to called Shitty Song of the Week, to where basically their whole premise is they take two songs, pin them against each other, and then the listeners vote to determine which is the shittier song. And like I absolutely love that show. And there's an episode that they did that they kept talking about the lyrics. And it's one of those things that's like, lyrics because like you sing along with them, all that stuff, but it's like when you actually stop to look at the lyrics and take like read them word for word, most for most lyrics out there are so ridiculous and so awful. And it's like, there's something here. And so it's kind of like playing with the idea. And the first, what I was initially going to call it was ridiculous lyrics. But I was just sitting on it and it's like, I just don't like the sound of it. And one of the guys that I follow, like I just kind of put out like a mini call to action to like my few followers at the time. And I'm like, okay, does this name works? And he threw out, how about Bad Poets Society? And it's like, oh my God, I love it. And so that's kind of where it stuck.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I don't know. People have been asking me like, "Oh, how did you get yours?" And basically, I now obviously you can see I'm tattooed, so I have a tattoo of an octopus on my arm, but I kind of figured, okay, that's not going to work because I can't really think of anything that would go with octopus. But then if you
Mm.
try to go the way that or people would figure, and it's like, oh, that's kind of uh, naughty.
Yeah.
You think it that way. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it that way, but um, I'm tattooed, and then I like squids as well. So, and I do have a squid on my back actually because I just got recently that done. Uh,
Okay.
and it's I was trying to get the whole thing on the back, and the guy's like, "Oh, that's gonna be like $1,500." I'm like, what's the cheapest way?" It's like, "Oh, like 400." I'm like, "All right, I can swing that. Let's go." And
Yeah.
then that was it. But it I can't really tell. But my girlfriend says it looks fine. It's great. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I figured, okay, tattoo and squid. So I'm like, tattoo squid. I'm like, hey, you get like a squid. And actually, which is funny, for the people there, we're going to switch something up here. And I want to show you. So this background, hold on. I don't know
Oh,
if
yep,
you,
yep, yep.
all right. So you see the squid, right? And it has all those markings.
Yep.
That's what I was going for. I was trying like, and my friend's son made it for me.
Okay.
So, and I'm like, listen, put, can you get him like tattoos and wearing a suit? I I don't tendly, folks. If you look at me and you're like, all right, he doesn't wear a fucking suit, but I do once in a while because like I'll wear like the tie, the vest, the dress
Mhm.
shirt, and I'll wear shorts or something. I'm not gonna wear like a full blown suit, but I mean I will, but I mean only depending on weather percent permitting. Like we were talking about before, about how the weather is like warm and you
Yeah.
know currently somewhat foggy in certain areas. Um, but that's why I mean I'll dress up, as I figured, okay, the squid can be dressed up too. Yeah, somewhat.
A formal squid.
Yeah, it's a formal thing. It's almost like a 007 kind of thing. And I was trying to, because a friend of mine, and well, not me, but he kind of did like what you were saying before about call to arms kind of thing. Like you threw something out there, and
Hmm.
so this guy kind of threw something out there, and he wanted to do a podcast with five random guys or random people. And
Hmm.
I'm like, I was the first one to answer it. I'm like, dude, let's do this. And then, so I had the ideas of doing like guys that are, or people that are in suits. And what would be cool, seeing like a humanoid kind of squid, with the squid face, just in a suit, just standing there.
Right.
So the only thing is, I gotta find somebody that knows how to draw like that. But I can't, unless you want to see a stick figure of a squid. That's what you can say. But that's the way for me.
See,
Uh,
and sometimes it's the originalness of it that's like that could be your logo right there.
yeah, but the stick figure kind of thing, nah. I seen other people's logos and everything else, and they really like they'll do the Grand Theft Auto
Hmm.
logo and yeah, and whatnot. So um, I'm like I need to do something like original, and I figured this thing was like more original, which is good. I still got
Yeah.
some ideas too, so. Especially, I wanted to get like something, like a squid army kind of thing, and
Hmm.
because I'm calling everybody squiddies. So like hey squiddies, that's squid army kind of, But see what happens,
Hey, it
But
works. Why not?
yeah, definitely. So what was it? All right, so what kind of lyrics? So we're talking about the lyrics. What's your favorite like genre of music?
My personal favorite,
Yeah,
because what I used to listen to actually before this show, because right now, like, I can only listen to instrumental, like, listening to anything with lyrics, like, it's it's hard on me because then it's like, I wanna pick apart this song, but, before, like, I'm metal through and through, like, the
yeah.
harder, the better, like, that's my bread and butter.
Oh, there we go. This is gonna be a good episode art, people. I can see this right now. There's gonna be some head banging going on here.
Yeah.
Just gotta find the right instruments and the right like it's like making dinner, but like a chef.
Yeah.
You gotta get the right ingredients.
Yep, a little pinch of this, a little pinch of that.
Little bit. And a whole lot of this and a whole lot of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And I'm like, what? I'm not even gonna fucking measure it. I'm just gonna go ahead.
Yep.
And that's me. I never really measure. I just go by eye. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. Still doesn't look good. Okay, how about that one? All right, good. But yeah, metal. I mean, what's your favorite? Like what type of bands are of metal that you like
I
before you did the show? Before you do the show, before you start this dissecting lyrics. Uh, ooh, doctor. We're gonna put a doctor in there. Yeah, okay. Anyway, sing a dissecting, like haha, what kind of bands? I'm sorry.
Before I actually started the show, like, I was going on a huge, like, Devin Townsend kick and Strapping Young Lad kick.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I think I've listened to City, I couldn't even tell you how many times. Like, I absolutely well, okay, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I love Strapping Young Lad. I love most of Devin Townsend's solo stuff, except some of it just gets a little too fucking weird for me, and I'll listen to it, but it's like, this I would rather not.
He is a weird cat at times, you know. I'm glad
Oh yeah.
I like I like long hair when you do metal and everything else. I mean, but he had that whole.
Oh, the skullet dreadlocks. That like nobody else could pull that off but him.
I mean, I wouldn't even call it like dreadlocks. I would call it like. Yeah, are you a horror movie person?
Yes.
Okay, now you know House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yep, Bill Moseley's
Yeah, yeah, like
Otis.
that look.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, you know. But then when he shaved it off and all that, I'm like, okay, it looks better. You know, I mean, it's more, but he
I
still has
gotta
that.
say, he's a good looking cat now that he's bald. I mean, he was okay before, but it's like after I saw him with a shaved head, it's like, damn, Devin.
Believe me, some people have said that about me when I have, you know, to the point where I had to go like this, like, oh, really? Thank you. Yeah. It's like, oh, all the
Blush.
yeah, I know. I'm like, you know, because I was working this one place, and I had, believe me, I had hair down to here, and sometimes I would drive the forklift, and I was doing I was a forklift. I mean, I'm still a forklift driver, but the sit down ones, and I'll drive, and then all of a sudden you see like the back of my hair just like start flapping in the wind, like you know, and then all of a sudden my friend just looked and he's like, he looked like. I think I just saw Jesus go by. Yeah. And I'm like, really? It's not that long. I'm like, what the, all right, whatever. But yeah, so we called a guy came up to me and he's like, listen, you know, he goes, you should shave your head. You know, bald is beautiful. And I'm like, I'm not sure about that. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, when I do the shaved head, I'm going to look like that bald eagle, you know, on Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you know, I was like, nah, maybe not. And then one day, my hair was just, I don't know, it wasn't alive. It was just like dead. And then I shaved it off, and then it just started from there. And this was like maybe 2013, 2014.
Oh, okay.
So I've been, you know, but it was like more like a crew cut I was doing. I was like doing an electric razor, and then now, I mean, back, you know, like a couple of weeks ago, I was just doing, we call it just like regular, you know, razor and shaving cream.
Yeah, Bickett.
Doing, yeah, just picked it and everything else, and then now I'm like, you watch a couple of episodes of A Team, you want to be looking like Mr. T. I figure, okay, I'll just do the mohawk thing, you know, and it looks pretty good. I'm just still waiting for it to grow a little bit more higher, and then I'll dye it a certain color. I don't know. I'm
Well,
still,
there you go.
yeah, I'm like, you know, see what happens. But so what's your favorite horror movie actually?
Um, I would say probably the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, I don't care what people say that's that's one of the most terrifying movies ever. Like, I still jump, well, not like jump, but it's like I get uneasy watching it because it's so masterfully done to where it doesn't have to be extremely violent. It doesn't have to be extremely gory, but it's like it's the mental gymnastics you have to play when you're watching it. Like
Yeah,
that scene where Leatherface grabs that guy and he's dragging him in and you see him slam the door and you can hear the screaming, and it's like, you know, something absolutely horrible is going on, but you don't have to see it, and that is terrifying. The unknown, it's like, oh my god.
yeah. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I think I seen like, you know, pretty much all. Well, yeah, even this like the newer one, but I'm not gonna get into that. Ugh. Anyway, I don't know if you've seen
Yeah, I'm
the
not a fan of remakes and reboots.
oh my
Like,
god, a woman after my
I,
own heart. You know, I mean, there's certain things that I don't mind if it's remade. Like, say, if it's not been shown for 20 somewhat years or whatever. Like, say there's like a one movie and that was it. You know,
mhm.
like one movie, and then you love the movie, and then all of a sudden they'll go and do like a remake of it. And I'm like, okay, like like for instance, I don't know if you're a anime person, But there's a guy that has a podcast called Sudden But Inevitable, and he does like everything from Dragon Ball Z to everything else. And there's one show that's called Cowboy Bebop,
Yep.
and they made a live action version of the cartoon on Netflix.
Hmm.
Now, whenever I see something that's remade, I always pick like what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, folks, I feel like I'm that comedian that's always going. I forgot what the fucking guy's name is.
Oh, Lewis Black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where he's like, it's like I'm doing that whole thing. I'm like, but I'm not like that. But it's like when I talk about remake movies, I'm like, it just gets me so. Anyway, so, but the remake part of it, I love it. The TV series and everything else, they got everything down. The characters, the flying, the spaceships, even down to the brainchild of a kid that has like the brain of a computer kind of thing,
Hmm.
but just has a mentality of a kid going hi, but then can do, hacking into your social security number, with no problem.
Hmm.
And then they got like an Einstein, corgi,
Yeah.
So it's like that. It was like right down to those little tidbits of a thing, and I'm like, I love it. I love this. But then you do a remake of Friday the 13th or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm like, the fuck are you doing? I'm like, holy shit.
Well, like with the Cowboy Bebop reboot or like remake, like that I'm fine with. But my biggest gripe with horror movies, like whenever they decide to remake them, is that okay, I can appreciate putting a new spin on it, fine.
Yeah.
But and I love gore. Don't get me wrong. I love a good gore movie. But when you're basically just remaking a movie or like a horror movie that and just throwing gore in there just for gore's sake, like that drives me so nuts. And that's what they did with the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, the one with what's her Jessica Biel, was that
Yeah.
her name? But like even within the first like 10 minutes, like that girl that they picked up and she pulls out the gun and then kabo like and they show like the whole splatter and
Yeah.
everything. And it's like, was that necessary? Like that really took me out of it. It's like I can't enjoy this because you're going for the shock rather than the true like letting your imagination take over and fill in those blanks. Like to me it's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. It's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I mean, when I watched it, and I like that movie. I liked them. I mean, I liked everything except for the newer one. Like I said, folks. But like the older ones, and even the second one, I think the one they had Dennis Hopper and shit. My brain is mushy for right now.
Oh, you mean like the actual original Texas Chainsaw
Yeah, yeah.
Massacre 2?
No, but the original was like the original. But I don't think Dennis Hopper. I think it was in the second one they were in because they
Yeah,
had,
Dennis Hopper was in the second one because there was the original one that came out in like 78 or something,
yeah,
and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 that came out in like mid 80s. And yeah, that one had Bill Moseley as Chop Top. Dennis Hopper was the cop.
yeah, the cop. But there
Yeah.
was somebody else. Who else? But Renee Zellweger.
N- No, she was in the third one. That one had Matthew McConaughey in it.
Oh, okay, that's why I got mixed up. Okay, maybe that
And
was
that
the
one
one
was
I didn't
just
like.
awful.
Yeah, yeah, that one I didn't like. That one I that was the one. I thought Dennis Hopper was in that one as well. I didn't know.
I
But
mean, he might have. I've only seen the third one once,
yeah,
and that was too many times, so it's possible he could have been in that.
that's to the point when we're talking about like like favorite drinks or something. I'm like at that time I'm like getting my drink and I'm like watching. I'm like, oh, well, throw out the Coke. I mean, just put a whole bunch of rum in there.
Yep, exactly. It's like this is going to be a long 90 minutes.
I'm like, honey, hand me the lighter too. You know, and like fire, comes out of there. Like, ah, shit, But don't burn the house down. Which
Yeah.
I almost did in Pennsylvania. I almost burned the house down because I was trying to, make like French fries in boiling oil and kind of splashed it, and there was a fireball like up in the air.
Oh, Jesus.
And if you ever seen a cat go Mach 5 up a stairs and into the room, and then you're like, oh, nothing's gonna happen, and you get that intercom system that goes down to your phone, and you're like, your wife goes like, what are you doing? Making new
Nothing.
friends. No, yeah, exactly. I was like, not, and I'm just making fries. But I was like, why is a cat up here? I'm like, oh, but he loves you. He's like, he's underneath your pillow, shaking, and I'm like, okay, I kind of dropped them in there, and there was like a fireball. She goes, all right, finish what you're doing. That's it. You're not cooking in the kitchen. Just go to the barbecue where it's safe. It's outdoors, and if you explode, it's all good.
Yeah, it's less contained.
Yeah, it's less contained, and I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll do that. And then, which I'm, it's like this, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to use my sound effects, folks, and see what happens. So, but yeah. So we call it favorite drinks.
Um, I'm pretty fond of I don't drink anymore. I've been sober for 6 years. But oh no. Um,
But you know,
but
no, I mean it's good. I mean we're both, it's like, hi, my name's Andre. How you doing? No, it's okay. I didn't go to AA, folks. I had to take the rough way out. A doctor says you can't do that anymore. Okay, fine.
yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I did too. So, yep.
Oh my God! See, we got a whole bunch of shit in common here.
There we go.
It's like, horror movies, music, like heart problems, probably. That's,
Borderline, borderline.
or yeah, borderline. That's what it was. Like, oh, are you what was the question they asked me? They were like, are, not anemic. What's that thing where you can't sleep? Like you sleep and you have
Oh, sleep apnea.
yeah. It's like, do you have a series of sleep apnea? I'm like, I don't know. I know I snore, but that's about it. That's all I know because that's what my girlfriend says, and my parents are like, "Oh, we can hear you through the wall." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Really that
Like,
bad?" Okay. But drink wise, well, if you were drinking, what would be your taste of poison or choice? Yeah.
um, if I were drinking right now, I would probably either be having a tall boy of PBR or Old Style or Budweiser.
Ah, see, I never really got into that the PBR stuff. It was like Budweiser. You said we call mine's like the basic. As friends of mine would say, the basic bitch. You know,
Hmm.
it's like the basic kind of thing. It's like Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors Light. Like the PBRs and the PBAs and the DUIs and
Well,
uh,
and it's like whenever, because before, like it took a long time for me to develop a taste for beer, but it's like once I had that taste, like I loved it. But it was more or less that when I would drink, it was I wanted that taste of a beer.
yeah.
Like you tasted it, and it's like that bitter, just like, ooh, and then like also too, like I would drink to get drunk. Like that was priority number one. That it's like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna get fucked up and I'm gonna jam out to some awesome tunes and I'm just gonna be a silly just mess.
Yeah, there you go. That was like back. That's back in the like the early no wait, the late '80s, early '90s, going into the late '90s into the early 2000s. Yeah. Yeah, that was me, folks. Folks, that was me in a handbasket. You can, well, actually, that was me in a shot glass, and me in the bar tab, and me in the. Oh yeah, there was a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But it was awesome too, and especially bars nowadays. You can, I mean, not now, but I mean, like back when I was going bar hopping and everything else, you had pool tables, you had darts,
Yeah.
the stuff, and then that's where you mingled. Now everybody's like, oh, you can find a good person over at the grocery store or the church. And I'm like, no, no, yeah, how are you gonna do it? Like, oh, you're gonna be down the aisle, like, like, hey, you gonna use those eggs? Folks, I don't do any pickup lines.
Security.
I don't do any pickup lines. I just ask, and that's it. I'm like, listen, do you want to go out? If not, I'll walk away. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was it. And then there, everybody has like those like weird like pickup lines. Folks, if you have pickup lines, just email them to me, and just so I can see what kind of stupidity I missed. Or just message me on podcast Tattoo Squid, on Twitter. you know. But if the guy, does the guy own Twitter now?
Oh, Elon
Elon
Musk.
Musk. Yeah, does he own it, or is he just like, I don't feel like it now?
I don't know. I stopped caring about that the second I heard about it and everybody was freaking out. It's just like whatever.
I mean,
Things aren't going to change.
I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about religion and all that, but that's what the Elon Musk kind of thing, was like going on, because it felt like when Trump was president, and then all celebrities are like, oh, if he becomes president, I'm gonna move to Canada.
Yeah.
And then now I hear Elon Musk, and he was like, I'm gonna buy Twitter, and all of a sudden, and they're like, oh, if he buys Twitter, I'm going to a different platform. Like,
Yeah.
well, what platform are you gonna go to? I'm like, everybody's buying something,
Well, and like my whole take on it's kind of like I haven't been on Facebook in years, but it's like those people that have to make like the long dramatic posts that, oh well, I'm going to be deleting my Facebook account in 10 days and blah
Yeah,
blah blah, and it's like, so why are you making a scene? Like, just do it.
yeah,
Like, if you
yeah,
want off of Twitter because of this, just do it. Like, you would make more of a statement if you just were like, bye, rather than having to post something basically, because that's what they're looking for, is for the
yeah,
attention. They want the likes, they want the retweets. That's all it
yeah,
is. Like, you're not like Mick Foley. Like, he made that post where he's like, well, I'm really considering leaving Twitter. And it's like, so why do you have to do this? Just leave. Just be
yeah.
like, you know what, guys, it's been real. Bye.
Oh, I love how people bring up Mick Foley, and though it kind of says to me like, oh, a wrestling fan, or unless it's just Twitter wise, so. But
No, I'm not a huge like, I used to watch WWF like way back in the early 90s. Like, I remember Undertaker, Paul Bear, like Doink the Clown, like all those. But as I got older and when it kind of turned into drama and spandex, like
uh,
that's when I fell off the radar. So I haven't watched it in many, many years, probably since the Hardy Boys. I'd have to say that's probably when I absolutely stopped watching wrestling.
oh, here we go. This is gonna be this is, folks. This is gonna be Undertaker's like my favorite, because I got I don't know, I can't really show, because it's like with this whole thing in the background, kind of like fades out the arm, so you can't really see it.
Yeah.
But I got the symbol of
Okay.
Undertaker that he wears like on his pants, and it's on the thing, the symbol that comes down and it goes in
Mhm.
flames. Uh, so I just look. I even tried to dye my hair like have like the long black hair kind of thing,
Well,
and
even his walkout music, like, I'm sorry, hands down, that yeah, you had Macho Man and you had the Hearts and all that, but it's like Undertaker had the best walkout music. I
oh
don't care
yeah,
what anybody says.
oh definitely. I mean, he changes it up too. I think when I had the DVD of like the Undertaker, where like how he started this. He's sitting at home being married the
Mhm.
first time, I think it was. And then they were talking to like the other wrestlers, about them, and it's like, well, when you talk to the Undertaker, that's how he sounds. You see him on TV. That's how he sounds in real life. He's not making. He's not going like. And you're like, hi, I'm Joe and Lariat, and I love long strolls, and but then all of a sudden you're like, I will kill your soul now, but I will
Yeah.
take a muffin and
And a brisket.
and a brisket and a couple of glasses of spritting wine, So, but so this is good. I don't even think I have an Undertaker uh, uh, the episode art, So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so fucking good. All right, good. So it's gonna be like there's gonna be a Squid, Metal, Cowboy Bebop, A Team, Mr. T, a Bald Eagle again, Beer, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hardy Boys, and Undertaker. Um, but you said you didn't really watch like nowadays. I guess. I mean, I don't really watch it as much as I usually do, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was more like now it seems like they're celebrating more of like the athleticism with the wrestlers, which don't get me wrong, like I'm not here to say that oh wrestling's fake because oh no, it is not. But it's like even the storylines that they have, like it's drama or it's like a soap opera in spandex and it's like I'm not into it. At least like back in like the late 80s and early 90s and even up until like maybe early 2000s, like yes, it was ridiculous, it was silly, but that's the thing, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like it was just so ridiculous. Like oh, what was it? Because Peacock, that they have like kind of clips that you can watch of like old school wrestling,
Yeah.
and they were playing old school Piper's Pit,
Yeah.
and it's the one where because Snuka,
Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
yeah, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, he's in there, and of course he like uh oh shit, I'm trying to remember here. That yeah, Roddy Piper, he's like, "Oh, you like coconuts? Here, have a coconut." And he grabs a coconut and he's just smashing it
Oh
over
yeah,
his
I
head.
remember that one.
And it's just like, holy shit. And even too with like even the Undertaker, that it was so ridiculous that you have like Paul Bear, this little
Yeah.
this gaunt little man, and like he's a shit stir, and it's like stuff like that was fun, but now it's like legitimate drama. Yes, there we go.
Or we go and well, yeah, no, it's just crazy, yeah, especially when you hear that, and then yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like the dong is like holy shit,
Oh
Especially
yeah.
you can use that even when you curse. You're like, God damn you, son of a. I'm like, yeah, I try it. It's like.
Oh shit.
People are like, what the hell? It's like church going on over here. No, I'm like, no, there's no church going on here. It's the Undertaker music. That's what it goes. But yeah, because you have the Undertaker, Mick Foley, which is in like my backyard kind of area because I live in Long
Mhm.
Island, New York, and he's in Long Island. So funny tidbit, and I think I said this before, but it's been a while, and it's not Christmas, so folks, Santa Claus is Mick Foley. Okay, I just figured I'd tell you that right now because a friend of mine, she does his beard. So she'll go and she's a salon therapist.
Oh, beautician.
Beautician. I call it salon therapist because they're like, oh my god, you need to do your magic. Go do. And I'm like, yes, do. And he's like, no, you don't need anything. Just shave it. I'm like, okay, cool. But they do the whole thing, and then he does like, and he gives like the fake Santa Claus beard, and trims
Oh,
it up,
right.
and does the whole thing, and I did meet Santa Claus / Mick Foley, um, at my sister-in-law's what was it called? The where you the picture, the portrait place that people don't go to anymore. Uh,
Oh yeah.
like not a photo mat, but a portrait studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and he was there. You know, it's like, oh shit, he's Santa Claus. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking go. People were having their Cactus Jack fucking T-shirts. Yeah, and I'm like, and there's only like 8 or 9 of them in there. It wasn't like a whole line or no. I'm like,
Right.
and it's like, and then my brother-in-law just looked at me. He goes, "Let me guess, you're here for Santa Claus?" And I'm like, "Yes, but it's McFoley." He goes, "I'm like, why are we whispering? Because there's kids." Ah, yes. Yeah, you have to.
And it's like you have your little kid moment, like, he is real.
I know. I'm like, you can see like the eyes and all that. He goes, "Hello there, Sonny," and I'm like, "This is weird." I'm like, okay. And then I wanted to just go and walk up to him and go, "Hell in a cell," you know. But but then we had this moment where he has like a present and he hands it to me, and I had this look like, you know, like I really love the present, which I do love presents. You know, I'm like, folks, my birthday's in August. I am gonna be making a PO box. So, and then you guys can send whatever. You know, just don't say any anthrax. Don't, you know, none of that stuff. No. But anyway, no, we get the present, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know, like had that look. Yeah. So, but yeah, we could. So McFoley and any other. Oh, Roddy Piper. You said Roddy Piper too. That's your
Oh
favorite.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but he had Monty the fuck that guy's name. Like he was a televangelist. He was a like a shock jock before I think even Howard Stern. Monty something Monty Morton Downey Jr. I'm sorry, not Monty.
Yeah.
Morton Downey Jr. You know, and he put that guy in his place on that show. You know, he just like
Yeah.
he's like, here, take a seat. You know, and they pulled up the LC and they had a fire extinguisher. He went, you know, and just put him out. He goes, get off my stage. You know, but so tell us what Bad Poets podcast, Bad Poets Society. So sorry, I'm gonna change that to society as we were talking about
With
before.
the pinky up.
Yeah, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna drink. Have my drink now. Yeah, that's a big.
There we go. Pure sophistication.
There you go. Yeah, it's like E equals MC what? Okay. No, that's MC Hammer equals E. No, okay.
Can't
But,
touch this.
yeah, you definitely can't. Especially my drinking game glass. You know, that's telling me not to. Yeah. All right. So, folks, look. I know I'm not. We're, all right, we're going to talk about that one after. Let's talk about your Bad Poet Society show here, and I think you did give it a little re-innovative kind of thing in the beginning, but give it away now, kind of like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, basically, like I had said in the beginning that I was inspired by Shitty Song of the Week, and that I just started really over analyzing lyrics and just realizing how absolutely dumb most of them are. Because which I now talking about, I remember which one it was that kind of spawned everything that they had episode. It was Devo. What was it? I
Liquid?
think their cover of Rocket Man, and then it was going against B-52's Rock Lobster. And it's like, come on. It's like, no way. Rock Lobster, like, that's a great fucking tune. And the guest who brought it in, which got to shout out Jody B from Po Boys podcast. He's the one who brought that on. And I got so mad at him. I'm just like, no, Rock Lobster is a great song. And he's like, dude, listen to the lyrics. Like, these are the most asinine things ever. And that really clicked because you look at the lyrics, they're dumb. Like they are so dumb. And after that episode, like I just started honing in on lyrics like a heat-seeking missile. And yeah, like I mean, I needed a hobby, and it's like, well, podcasting's the cool thing to do now. And it's like, why not? Like, I'm just gonna give it a shot, see what happens.
Okay.
And so yeah, I've had a little bit of a range of I've gone over rap, I've gone over death metal, I've gone over 80s rock. Yeah, like I pretty much like nothing's off the table.
Yeah,
I
I was
except
gonna
when it comes to certain genres that it's like obviously I can't say certain words,
yeah.
which I'm not about to dabble in, but for the most part that yeah, pretty much like if I think or if other people think it's ridiculous, I have no problems making fun of it. So
I was gonna say, I'm like, oh, did she get into like death metal? Because you can't remember, you can't even like understand the lyrics on death metal. It's like,
well, I actually the first and only which I'm gonna do more of them, but I did cattle decapitation's forced gender reassignment.
oh, that's a good song.
Yes. And the lyrics, like, holy shit. Like, they're horrific. Like, these are horror movie quality lyrics.
Oh
But,
yeah,
like, like, I remember seeing that video because I think it was, like, Bloody Disgusting, like, it was premiered on their website, and yeah, like, if you didn't know any better, you would think that you're watching a snuff video. Like, this was some intense
pretty
shit.
much. Wait, what was that? What was that band again? I know it was
Uh,
Decapitation.
cattle decapitation.
All right, hold on. Yeah. So I need something to put the into the podcast audio. Yeah. So hopefully I can be able to find it. Yeah, but
Oh, yeah, you should be able to find it.
no, I know, but like for where I get like my quirks to put into the thing, like
Oh, right, right, right.
not in the episode itself because like I said, I don't really do anything, so I don't know where to put the shit in or around or whatever, and I'll dabble, and I usually do it like in the beginning, like before the episode starts. So I'll have
Mhm.
the promo, the intro, or whatever, and then I'll put like like wherever we'll do a like say like put some metal in here or cowboy bebop or Elon Musk fucking talking or something. I don't know. Or Roddy Piper or the theme songs or whatever going in there,
Yeah.
and then yeah, and actually I have like JR. I have JR, which folks, if you don't know, JR, which is Jim Ross, is a commentator for wrestling, and he does.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he has like the southern drawl kind of thing, and he has a way with words. Oh, what was the phrase that I heard today? I was watching something. I was watching a wrestling. I was watching a wrestling thing, driving into work. It was I know, folks. It sounds weird. I'm like I was watching the video while driving. A lot of people do, but oh, what was it? He's like, oh, like so and so is so close, kind of like 10 and 11, like that kind of thing. And I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
what, who, huh? I'm like, hold on, let me get my therapist on the phone, and I'm like, holy shit, do you understand this? But
Yeah.
yeah, but there's a thing I found where it's like, uh, he said, what is it? He says, oh shit or something or oh damn it, whatever, like that kind of thing. So I put that towards the end of the episode. So it's like, but that's all folks. Oh god
Yeah.
damn it, and then that was it. So I always try to put something a little bit funny in there, and I always run it by my girlfriend. I'm like, listen, how's this one go,
Right.
and actually if you what was the episodes that you listened to of my podcast to get a feel for?
Um, I think I want to say it was the one with the oh, what is it? The high pandas,
Oh, Trash Pandas.
trash panda. Yeah. I think I got that one.
Yeah, that was a crazy
Um,
one. That was a crazy.
yeah. Um, oh, I want to say, did you do one with Dad's on Dayquil?
Yeah,
Yep, I think I caught that one.
I think I did
Uh,
like almost like every high end name. I think I have done. I think not all. I didn't have Pixie on yet, because God knows she's been doing a lot of shit.
Yeah.
She has her fingers like into like, every kind of podcasting thing. Folks, if you want to know about podcasting, you go and talk to Pixie because she has everything written down, put it in triplicate. Fucking I don't know. She's like in it to win it. You know. And honestly, she got the 10,000 followers and showed boob. So, well, not really, but she didn't show boob. She was like,
To be fair, Nick actually showed boob.
yeah, that's true. Big Nick, folks, if you're listening to this and you're not on podcasting and you're not a podcaster and you're just listening to this for the first time and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? There's a thing where you're on Twitter, you get a certain amount of followers, and you get the followers, and you're like, listen, if I get this amount, I will go and chug gasoline, or and
Yeah, I
or
think it's like the 10K challenge or something.
yeah, it was something like that, 10K, whatever. So they reached like 10,000 followers. They were like, all right, I will do the podcast topless. And this is a guy, and the guy has like maybe boobs like I do, I guess. I don't know. But then Pixie, which is she's a not reformed, retired dancer of the pole. And I think she's gone back to it. I think for whatever it's going to be. But because times are changing, folks, and inflation. So especially you need money for that gas.
Yep.
Oh my god, folks. Anyway, I'm not getting political about it, but anyway, so 10,000 followers and all that, you can do this, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go topless, and she did too, but it wasn't like there was something showing. She was right by the desk, and you can tell that that she had a shirt off.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. That was it. So I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do anything like that because why would somebody want to see this? No one. I'm like, you're lucky you're seeing tattoos with the arms and all that. That's about it. So
I don't know. Twitter's a strange place, so you never know.
yeah, that's true. I mean, but you come across like people like, hey, especially like you get like and I don't know if you've gotten this, but I know I've gotten this where people are gonna follow you and then you click on it and then it's like, hi, if you're 18 and over, click this link and then you can see me being, very naughty on the show. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what? And I think
I
that
don't
bots. I think I don't know.
Yeah, see, I haven't gotten very many of those. I mean, I've gotten a few, like especially right in the beginning,
Yeah,
but now I just get inundated with bots. They're like,
yeah,
"Oh, I can get you top number one spot on UK iTunes," and it's
yeah,
like, "Bot be gone."
yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh, followers, and I'm reading. I'm like, oh, fucking shit. No, no,
Yeah.
no. It's like, oh, this one likes more rituals of classy exorcism. Okay, I'll listen to you. Yeah.
Well, I messed with one day and
Ooh,
that
good
I'm
job.
just like well, because it was your typical like, "Oh, your show is great and I'd really like to help you grow your audience and blah 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 blah."
Yeah,
And so I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "So can you tell me what my show's about?" And so about like 10 minutes later, he responds and he's like, "Well, I was really hoping that you could tell me about your show and, that way I can find out your perfect demographic." I'm like, "Wait a second. So you come in here hot saying that you love my show, but you've never listened to it."
yeah,
I'm like, "For all you know, my show could be about promoting killing puppies or learning how to figure out the best menu for cooking your best friend's foot." I'm like, so I'm like, is this really something you want to get behind? And well, I just want to see you get to number one. It's like, ah,
So you were doing the more typically what other people that are on a phone with like telemarketers or something.
See, I won't fuck with the telemarketer anymore. I made that mistake once and they blew my phone up for like 3 months. Like I was getting calls day in, day out. So I will not fuck with them anymore, but when it's these podcast promotion bots, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I have no issue with it.
No, but it's like I was watching this. There's a woman that does Twitch, YouTube, and like some other. Was it Twitch, YouTube, TikTok as well? And her tag name is Sweet Tails.
Oh,
She is like so funny as hell, and I'm not saying weird, but weird in a good way. She gets the people in. She has all these followers. She has like 20,000 followers, and she's like very humbled about the whole thing, which is awesome. But she did a thing where there was like a person that like, hi, yeah, you have something wrong with your computer. You're gonna have to pay us like 5 grand to fix it and all that. It's like, oh, but it's like, oh, you sound cute. And then she'll just go on and do the whole thing to the point where she
mhm.
gets the guy pissed off. It's the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
Like, and a friend of mine showed me the same thing, like different guy, he'll just like talk to him and he goes, so how much do I owe you? He goes, yeah, about 15 grand. He goes, what if I give you like 25 grand? Would I get a rebate or something? He goes, no, it doesn't really go that way. I was like, but we're doing so good. It's like, do you like McDonald's? And then he'll just go back, go on, and the guy's like, listen, are you gonna give us the fucking money or what? It's like, well, hold on, let me go find out from my, my president. He's sitting in the room. Yeah, he's just going on, and the guy's not like, you know. So I'm like, I wanted to do that myself. I was like, oh shit, but I would just crack up, because
Yeah.
I would not be able to hold it in. I'd be like, oh, I'm just fucking with you. I have no money. I'm poor. See you.
Yeah.
Bye bye. It's like because that happened to me once. Uh, I All right, folks. I was going on the phone and I was looking at some adult entertainment, and for some reason it kind of not really locked out my phone, but I was going to go to that. You go to the place where you can just like swipe it so you can get out of it. I guess.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So then you go to your archives, I guess it is, and then you swipe it, and then you go and delete everything or whatever that you can be able to do, and it won't let me do it. But then the number pops up. Please call this to be able to reset your phone and all that. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll call the number, and I call the number, and the guy's like, yeah, do you have this and this? And I'm like, yeah. It's like, all right, well, it's going to be like $600 to
Mhm.
fix. It's like, do you have a computer? And I'm like, and it was like a hacker guy, so he was like, he's like, and I get on my little tablet thing, and he goes, oh, well, this is a tablet? I'm like, yeah, I know it's a tablet. That's what I got. I don't got a main computer. He's like, you said you had a computer. I said I had a computer tablet. Like, if you want to go economy, you got to listen up. You know.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and I'm like, oh, you're one of those scammers, huh? And he goes, no, no. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. See you later. That was it. Then I called what the hell is it called? Called like the phone company that I use my cell phone, and they
Mhm.
just walked me through the whole thing, and like, everything was good. I'm like, I didn't have to pay $600, folks. So yeah, always screen your calls. Always, my mom does it all the time. Just screen the calls. It's like
Yeah.
he sees it. If it's a number she doesn't fucking know, she's not answering it. Doesn't matter what it is. If you're gonna have like, oh, the nurse called you. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't recognize the number.
Yeah,
Nobody.
my motto is if it's important, they'll leave a message.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. But even the message is like, you know,
yeah.
it's all like the scar gold and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, yeah. But so tell everybody where they can find you at.
You can find me on Twitter at Bad Poets Pod. There you can, if you want to follow me, you can follow me. If you want to leave me some non-constructive criticism, or if you want to let me know what some lyrics are that you think are ridiculous, yeah, go ahead and reach out through there. I do have my Libsyn profile for my podcast page. Otherwise, you can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I don't think I'm on SoundCloud. I'm lazy, so I haven't set up my accounts yet with all of them. But yeah, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I believe Stitcher, Podbean. Like, you'll find me.
I think she needs to get like Linktree and put all the stuff in there and make it easier. But I don't know that.
I know. I've had a couple of my friends give me shit about that. So, how's your link tree coming? It's like, yeah, how's yours? So,
Folks, you're going to hate me for this one, but if you're going to follow me, go to Linktree,
yeah.
linktr.ee/Tattoo Squid Podcast. That's TATO SQUID podcast, all one word. And you get everything from pretty much whatever. You just look on there. I got merch on there. I got, and I'm going to say this again, folks. I on my merch, you can get shower curtains with my logo on it. Yeah. Even this face has a caricature of a logo. So you're going to have like my face looking at you taking a shower. Yeah. And folks, there is video cameras in the. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm
So
only
that
kidding.
costs $200.
No. Actually, I think it's like 60 something. I think I don't know. I gotta take a look at it again. I'm thinking about getting one myself. We could, because we're gonna be moving to like some kind of like a house. We gotta find one first, and so I want to get it to have it. If we have like a regular shower, I'm like, all right, cool. But you were talking about you were saying something about like I forgot what it was, but there was a story I wanted to say, and I seen this on TikTok, and it's like the funniest shit because there's a woman that is sitting in a courtroom. All right, I'm going to make this fast, folks. I know. So the woman's sitting in the courtroom. There's a lady judge. There's her husband is off to the outside because she's getting the child support from him. So judge is like, okay, so do you work? And the husband's like, yeah, I make this and this, and the paper's right there. Okay, and then looks at the wife and goes, do you work? Or is anything wrong with you? And she goes, no, there's nothing wrong with me. And it's like, okay, do you work? No, I just don't want to work. I'm like, okay, why are you fucking saying that? And then all of a sudden after she goes, no, I get everything free. I get food free. I get this. My car's free. I don't have to pay a dime. I live with my mom. I don't have to pay nothing. It's like, so you're living off of the child support for your child. Is your child alive? Is your child at school? And then all of a sudden she goes, yeah, he's in school. And it's like, is he sick? No, he's blah blah blah, and she's like, you need to get a job. You're not doing anything, you're just lazy. And the husband's over going like, like you're digging yourself a hole.
Yeah.
So it like, folks, it's nothing, there's no meaning to it. It's just like, it was just like the stupidest shit I've seen, and it was just funny. And I
Oh
don't.
yeah, seeing somebody basically like dig their own grave, it's just like
It's like they think they're doing the right thing and they're saying the right stuff, and then you're like, and they're not getting it, and then all of a sudden the judges are looking at them like, okay, I'm not going to deal with you right now. Let's get to
yeah.
this, and then I can get back to you, because you need to get a job, you know. And help, and then all of a sudden the woman's like, so it's supposed to be in the good nature of my son that I have a job. It's like, no, it's a good nature you get a job to help your son.
Yeah, no shit.
Not that you should because your son, blah blah blah, whatever. So, but folks, this has been the Tattoo Squid podcast here with Bad Poet Society with Teresa.
Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. It was a blast. So
yeah, no, I mean, I try to make it comfortable and worthwhile, and Yeah, we get a good rapport or rip, rip
Rapport.
rapport. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say Ripper Man, but for some reason I ain't gonna. No, but folks, go follow everything that she's going to be doing and what she's going on, and follow what I'm doing, what I got going on, and also when you go and you listen to the podcast, go when you go to Anchor, if you go to Apple Podcasts or whatever, like, uh, support, donate money if you want, because I'll collect. Um, and I'll be like that woman. That was the whole idea. That was the whole thing, about getting money and all that. Like, oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's what this woman was trying to do, get money and not do shit, folks. I
Oh,
do.
and if I could, I just completely remembered. I do
Yeah.
actually have another side show that I'm doing with Jody B from Po Boys podcast and
Oh,
also
that's what I
Big
was going to ask.
C from Porn Stash podcast that is called Kids Watch Garbage, to where we analyze the shitty shit that our kids enjoy to watch and we decide to make fun of it. That is also that's released singly on both my feed and on Jody B's feed. So that usually comes out about once a month. So yeah, look for that as well.
All right, wait, I
And
got
I'm done with my plugs.
it. So wait, that's the name of the thing. Kids watch garbage.
Yep, Kids Watch Garbage.
That's the name of the. Wow. Okay. Cool. All right.
That's a side project that I'm doing with two of my buddies. So
Yeah, porn stash, right?
yep, Big C.
Big C. Oh, Big C. Oh, is he a big guy?
I mean, I don't think he's like I don't know how tall he is. I mean,
Oh, okay.
he's
No, no, no. I'm just wondering. I'm just like, because I seen him on there and I talked to him a couple of times and all that. I was like, all right, get like a the sexually active porn stash, you know. But hey, maybe I can get you guys on. We could, like down the line or something.
yeah, definitely. Because I
Get
know we're all pretty flexible. So pretty much it's just either tweet at us or slide into them DMs.
it's like, yeah, there's a no reference, folks. Yeah, slide in those DMs. It's like, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do slip and slide. Whee!
Yeah.
Yeah. But or you could do oil, or you could do baby oil, or you can do
Yep.
water, or 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 salt water,
Yeah.
um, or or just I don't know. I just lost a train of thought after a while. They're saying salt water and this and that and everything else. And then I know about porn stars being very, very, very sexual people. So,
Oh yes. No, they're great guys. I
oh,
absolutely
no,
love Jay and Big
I
C.
believe me. I love talking to different people. I love talking,
Mhm.
getting like different aspects of different people. And when you mentioned about Trash Panda, folks, if you go listen to that episode. That is just like off the rails. And usually I can be able to handle. And a friend of mine's like, it kind of seemed like you could not be able to do anything. You were caught in your own show and you couldn't do nothing. I'm like, I could. It's just like it was funny as hell, and I'm like, all right, fucking roll with it. That's it. Yeah. If you have a guy that's going to say, oh, listen, I'm going to go shopping while I talk to you, and
Mhm.
that's what he did. So, but all right, kids watch garbage.
And
Jody
Bad Poet
B.
Society.
Yeah. Bad Poet Society. No, no, I know. But it's like Teresa from Bad Poet Society. And then I'm just writing this down for future reference on. Hold on.
Oh, gotcha,
No,
gotcha.
but yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit after this. So, folks, take it easy. It's Friday. If it's cloudy or foggy by you, if you've seen the movie The Fog, stay indoors. You know, because there might be some people in the ferry with hatchets, kind of ghostly. Um, don't watch the remake of The Fog. That's all.
No.
No. The original, awesome, fucking awesome. I forgot what the woman's name is though. Ah, no. Anyway, all I know is that she has very talented hands. So, all right, on that note, let's just leave. And, before I drown myself into something else. Ready, folks. folks, just go and like, subscribe, go on YouTube, go support every podcast you listen to, and it helps us out in the long run. It helps out Bad Poet Society. It will help out kids watching garbage, and myself, and we can make it a lot better. So, folks, good night, and I will talk to Teresa in a little bit. So, sit still and take it easy. All right, adios.